Hi Thumos, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Elisha. Today I'm going to try to convince you to start Jiu Jitsu. If you have began this practice, please post the benefits you've experienced down below. Let's get started. Jiu Jitsu will help you with weight loss. If in your lifestyle you are used to doing the same amount of movement, maybe you go to the gym an hour, maybe you stretch 10 minutes at night, maybe you run around with your babies, well, then that's great. But now Jiu-Jitsu is going to add an extra hour and a half, 2 hours, a couple times a week of movement. This naturally is going to burn more calories, which will make you lose weight. Okay, you're going to probably notice 1, 2, 3 pounds just in your first month, month and a half, 2 months of starting this martial art. Next, Jiu-Jitsu will train you to be calm in intense situations. It is a meditation. Meditation can evolve from just sitting down on a pillow, on the floor, hunched over, hurting your back. Meditation is actually meant to be while you live your life, not just a practice while you're doing nothing. So meditation in Jiu-Jitsu is naturally forced upon you, like a intruder, but it's a good intruder. Meditation will help you be calm because now you're fighting against someone who requires intense focus, and it calls you to be calm while someone else is trying to choke you out. So it's amazing. So the meditation is naturally going to be there. You're going to have a calm mind. You're going to feel just so good when you're done. And it starts 5 minutes, right? If you're having trouble 5 minutes sitting on the ground, 5-minute rounds, pure focus, it's going to naturally make you more clear and present and calm in intense situations. The next thing, Jiu-Jitsu will make you have a relaxed but strong demeanor. You're going to feel like a bad, okay, because you're going to be able to protect yourself. 1 month, 2 months doing Jiu-Jitsu as a white belt, you're going to be able to defend yourself. If it comes to you rolling on the ground, okay, with clothes on, you rolling on the ground, someone takes you down, you're going to be able to defend yourself against 99% of the world. Serious. So it's naturally going to give you this sense of I'm a bit superior. I'm a bit superior as I walk down the street. Not in any other way. I'm a bit superior knowing that if it comes to it and there's no knives involved or there's no gun involved, I'm a bit superior where I can take you down and then I can choke you out and you'll have nothing to do about that. And I don't got to worry about you. All right, next thing, Jiu-Jitsu will help you become more flexible and agile. It will help you do this naturally because you're going to be moving more. You're going to want to stretch out. You're going to need it for certain positions, spider guard. You're going to need it to when you pull guard, to maintain guard. You're going to need it to be flexible when you try to do with an X pass. You're going to need it in a lot of these situations to recover from a certain position. It's going to make you naturally more flexible. You're going to be moving your bodies in ways that you don't normally move it. Okay? Jiu-Jitsu will train you to be more stoic by silencing your mental chatter. You will stop complaining so much. Okay? I have noticed there's a very prevalent mindset in the world, especially among men, that it's easy to complain, woe is me, or life is tough. That's just, it sucks. Listen, it's an in or out mentality. When you show up for practice, you're either in or you're out. Don't show up to practice if you're not in it. And if you're in it, then you're in it for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And that's that. It begins to make your mind more stoic. You're able to hang in there. You're able to see things how they are. And it gives you this I'm either in or I'm out. And if I'm out, then I'm out. Sure. But imagine if you take that with you in life, that in or out mentality. See, but you got to practice that. Jiu-Jitsu helps you practice that in or out mentality. The next thing, Jiu-Jitsu will give you a new philosophy on life. Jiu-Jitsu will help you look at life as a sort of puzzle or a sort of game to figure out. Because Jiu-Jitsu is a lot like a game. It's a game of chess. You may have heard it's physical chess. Because it's, if I apply this, if I apply pressure here, this technique here, then I will get this result, or I can get out of this bad situation. Should you begin to look at life as less of an opponent attacking you, strangling you, and being helpless? No, you look at life as an opponent that has weak spots, that is able to be managed, that is able to be moved, that is able to be conquered. It's going to give you this new philosophy of how you actually look at life. All right? Jiu-Jitsu will teach you to defend yourself. And that's a great thing. like I said, that's why you get the new swagger or this sort of calm demeanor as you go throughout your day. Jiu-Jitsu will make you more comfortable being close with people. There is no other sport where you're going to be this close. I mean, you guys are literally hugging each other to death. It's that close. If you have social anxiety, get in a jiu-jitsu class. Take a free class. I mean, if you're ever feeling down, you're having a bad day, you need a hug, dude, go to jiu-jitsu class. People will hug you. You'll get the oxytocin. At the end of every class, you gotta go like this, and then you bump your shoulders. I mean, you're getting close. You're getting these chemicals released that are only released when you're this close to people. Okay, so it'll make you comfortable around people. People are sweating on you. I'm sweating on another guy's face. I'm wiping his hand for him. No, I'm not actually doing that. I'm saying, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to sweat in your face. But it's just you're that close, so get used to it. Jiu-Jitsu will make it easier to connect with the opposite sex. Now, what I've noticed in my school, there's more guys than girls, but it's not a sausage fest. I mean, it is predominantly male, but there's quite a bit of girls. And I mean, these are girls that, if no one wants to roll with you, then you might get stuck with these girls and you're rolling with them. So you're getting really close. And if you're a guy, you're coming from, let's just be honest, there's a lot of people these days, a lot of guys. I was in that situation before. We don't have much feminine contact. And so you go in and now, dude, you could be a basement dweller, and now boom, you're rolling with this girl. I mean, it makes you comfortable with the opposite sex. Little side note, you probably meet your damn love of your life there. Depending on what kind of girls you like. But the girls there have been super cool so far. It's just amazing. It's amazing. It's like you see how humans, men and women, we're so similar in many different ways, and we need to bridge this divide that is I think perpetuated, especially and increased on the internet in certain areas on the internet. So next, jiu-jitsu will delete your personality. Okay, it will begin to rebuild it because you won't have so much ego. That is the truth. If you want to delete your personality, you want to recreate yourself, then go into jiu-jitsu and get humbled. That's what I'm saying. And you can't actually avoid being humbled because you will be humbled. You will roll with a woman that is a higher belt than you, and you will get armbarred and you'll tap out even if you're 200 plus pounds and you think you're the shit. I mean, it is one of those things that you go into, and your ego, say you've been living on this world, on this earth for 18 years. You have an ego about you, you're feeling pretty confident, and then you go in here and you get your butt whooped. Like it or not, the ego takes a hit and it begins to die. And it's sort of an enlightenment. So your ego takes a hit, a part of you dies, a part of you crumbles down. You're not the Goliath that you thought you were, and you begin to rebuild it. You begin to have this calmness, this strength. You begin to have this respect for your fellow man, for your fellow woman. And that is going to be a personality, a shift occurs in the paradigm. Something changes inside of you. Something becomes new. Something dies, and then something becomes new out of that. So it is a personality, a way to recreate your personality and delete flaws in your old personality. So jiu-jitsu will make you do more laundry. And if you don't do laundry, well, then get ready to do some laundry, all right? Jiu-jitsu will help you make more money. People say, oh, it's too expensive. It's over $100 a month to go to school. Listen, invest in yourself. Jiu-jitsu, spending the money, will introduce you to more officers of the law, authorities. It will introduce you to more firefighters. It'll introduce you to more businessmen than I think any other place. Seriously, unless you're like a Freemason or something. Where else are you going for this kind of networking ability? So it's definitely worth it. I've met some incredible guys, and if you take advantage of getting to know them, being actually cool, actually listening, and hearing what they have to say, and maybe they can introduce you. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. It's amazing where you can get access to like 50 other guys that are all kind of cool and try to make something of themselves. Jiu-jitsu will help you overcome depression by fulfilling natural desires in man. I'll repeat that again. Jiu-jitsu will help you fight depression and have happiness and meaning in your life by fulfilling innate desires in man. Competition, community, flow, self-expression, rank, and respect. Let's briefly go through those. Competition. It is natural for man to want to compete. Women also, predominantly men. You see us in the sports, you see us rise above. I mean, we want to be the best. We want to fight for status, resources. Nowadays, you don't have that. You give it up for security, work, and all that. You let go of competition. Think about it. I mean, in your 30s, what are you lucky? You're lucky to pick up a pickup game of basketball with the boys. Okay? Jiu-jitsu now allows you to be competitive and to keep being competitive even in your later years. That actually will make you feel happy, man. Win or lose, you're competing, you're in the fight. What happens to a warrior when he's not in a war? You're no longer a warrior, no need for him. So you need competition, okay? Community, you're naturally, again, you're going to have access to this giant community of men that is going to be supportive and encourage you. I know even some guys, like sometimes you need the tribe to tell you, listen, you're being an idiot. You're being an idiot. So they'll tell you, slowly but surely, and they'll point out where you're going wrong, okay? But you need your community. And I don't see that community, again, unless you're in these groups, unless you're in a sports group, unless you're in church, you go to men's prayer study or something, where else are you getting it? The next thing is flow. Flow, people will literally do things that are destroying them and destructive if it provides a sense of flow, okay? And that feeling gives us a sense of meaning. The meaning comes from just doing things that give us flow. We need flow, man. We need to have some sort of flow in our life. When you get a bit of understanding of the moves and what to do in jiu-jitsu, you will have a bit of flow show up. You will be fully immersed and fully present in the moment, and it'll give you so much meaning, and you'll want to keep revisiting that feeling. You want to keep going back. It is a very addicting thing, okay? So you need that. And when you don't have flow, life can get very stale. It can get very boring, okay? Because that's a desire that we all have. Self-expression and creativity. Now, jiu-jitsu has many different styles. My style, I'm pretty slow, honestly. My takedown, I'm not that great. Never had wrestling, but I like to do the basics. I like to play guard. I like to, have people in the closed guard. I like to get good at the basics and then get you in a certain position and boom, and then try to, explode. Everyone has different positions. Some people, they're smaller, they're more nimble, they're supple, they're doing crazy things. De la Hiva, they're doing this X guard. They're trying to sweep you like this. They're playing the spider guard. There's a thing you put your if you're in the gi, you put your feet in the bicep and you're controlling them like this. Like a little marionette. It's crazy. It's called the spider guard. And everyone has a different style. It's beautiful to see, and so it lets you express yourself. And we need that these days. It's getting very hard, to express yourself these days, especially if you're working a job that doesn't really allow you for that creative self-expression. So it's a beautiful thing. The last thing, rank and respect. I mean, it is set up where you start at a white belt. You go to blue, then purple, then brown, then black. And all the while, you start from nothing. It's like a video game. When you have a character in the very beginning, you are dog crap. You're not worth anything. You have no valuables. You have no equipment, no gear. You can't build any great sword. You got nothing. You got no skills. And then what happens is you learn, you become better, and you rank up, or you learn something, you do good, and people respect you and they congratulate you, and then you go up the belts. I'm blue now, okay? So I get this respect. I get to see where I'm at in the hierarchy. And right there, that is a very fulfilling thing. I mean, men have it in the army. We have it in our sports. We have it in various places. But as we get older, it's like, where do you have it? Maybe in the workplace, but someone to acknowledge you, to respect you, and then to actually be able to wear that belt as a sort of, this is my declaration to all of the work that I've put in. And now you get rewarded for that. And you can show that off, and it's acknowledged, okay? So that's a great thing. The next thing, jiu-jitsu will help you beat drug addiction. Seriously. It will help you beat drug addiction. Drug addiction, I have found, usually comes when we are living a life that's very separate and distant from other people. The minute that you begin to bring other people and you feel connected, and again, the closeness with this, you're going to feel less desire to do the drugs that are sort of giving you, they're supplementing that feeling of and you're alone. It's so you need something to supplement that feeling. And I guarantee you that the jiu-jitsu will become the new addiction. It'll be a healthy addiction, something you want to return to. And the lifestyle to be adequate, to be competent at jiu-jitsu, will require that you say no to a lifestyle of degeneracy and that you begin to live differently. Okay? So it helps with the addiction. It fills in what drugs are now filling in for your life. Jiu-jitsu will help you live a life of discipline naturally rather than trying to juggle a bunch of habits. How many of us guys, we feel like we're juggling a bunch of habits? We're trying to get up, we're trying to meditate, do this, do that, make sure this and that. It's just crazy. Jiu-jitsu will naturally make you more disciplined. You'll notice a month, 2 months, 3 months in, your life is beginning to shift. The course of your life, is beginning to shift. If you think about it, James Clear says it in Atomic Habits. If you take an airplane and you just shift it a few degrees, right or left, once it takes off, you're going completely different route. So you got to think, if you keep going down the route of doing the bad habits and trying to overcome this and that, man, it's so difficult. All you need to do is put a big enough anchor that requires that you make a shift. You cannot be good at jiu-jitsu if you're getting drunk all the time, if you're eating crappy food, if you are staying up late, not getting sleep, if you're not actually putting it at the center and making it a discipline, you will not be good. And guess what? Then you feel shame because we like to be competitive. You see how this all come together? We like to be competitive. We like to be good at something. If other people are getting good, we want to get good too. And so it hurts. We feel shame. And then it's like, no, okay, I guess something's got to change. Something's got to change. The reason I think many people fall into degeneracy is we have no one to, say, get your head together, man. Get it back. And that's a beautiful thing that jiu-jitsu does. Is it causes you to want to be better. And that means that you have to live differently. And you have to give up. You have to shed something. You have the snake that cannot shed its skin must die. And so it makes you lose a party that needs to die. So next, jiu-jitsu will help you out of your head by showing you that the body has its own intelligence. And we often put too much emphasis on the mind. That is a very important one. Jiu-jitsu will show you that the body is actually very smart. And sitting around all day, reading stuff on the internet, watching videos and countless theory sort of corrupts you. I think it was Marcus Aurelius who said that too much reading can actually corrupt the mind. Be careful. Be careful. At a certain point, all these thoughts, what are they? Okay, where are the thoughts bringing you? The body has an intelligence. Yukio Mishima, I believe, in Sun and Steel, he realizes, he says, why is it that all these philosophers stay up late into the night, and yet they have this skin that's sagging and they're dying, and yet all they do is they think about this existential dread? If you really want to live your life, it's a combination of the two. They're not separate. They're together. And so you must move. You must have motion. And you must have this. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's very cerebral. It requires intense thought and presence. But it also requires physicality. It requires your body to be moving, to be strong, to be able to have this motion. So that is one of my favorite things and what really woke me up. Jiu-jitsu lets you bring out the shadow side of you by participating in violence and being violent. It is a place to be aggressive. Many of us have heard of Carl Jung, the shadow, and this thing that many of us run from, we never actually choose to look at. As a man, the shadow is something that you can begin to become comfortable with. We all have this shadow, this dark side that we know, you can get comfortable. I'm capable of intense evil. I'm capable of violence. I really believe that jiu-jitsu is probably the best form of relaxed violence or the risk for injury is very low. And you're able to be violent and express aggression while negating a lot of the risks that come from, you could say even boxing, hitting someone in the face, sword fighting, kickboxing. I mean, all of this stuff. Jiu-jitsu is more of a lighter form of that while still getting comfortable being violent. And men, they need the violence. We need the violence. So it helps you incorporate the shadow. Jiu-jitsu will make life exciting by introducing new things to discover every time you hit the mat. Seriously, you can learn a new move right now on YouTube. You can watch a 2-minute clip, and then as soon as you get into the gym and you hit the mat, you can actually try that out. And that right there, that makes life exciting. Because when you keep doing the same thing over and over, your brain actually shuts off. I mean, this is a real studied thing. Neurons in your brain, certain parts of your brain actually go to sleep the more you do stuff over and over and over again. You know, you live your life, it becomes habit. You brush your teeth, you go brain dead, you feel like a zombie. You go to work every day, you don't even remember the drive to work. Because why? When you do the same thing over and over, your brain goes to sleep. And then once you introduce new stimuli to it, it wakes back up. Okay? So now you have something that's like a video game that there's constantly something to learn and then implement and then practice and master. And it has this mastery where you get really good at certain things and you keep experimenting, and your brain's going to go like this. It's going to go like this. It's going to light up. Okay? So give that a shot. Jiu-jitsu, Jiu-Jitsu will help you understand the Kaizen philosophy on how you can aim to get 1% better every day. Seriously, the Kaizen philosophy is getting 1% better every single day. Imagine if you began to bring this philosophy that you learn on the mat of, okay, let me work on my guard passing today. Let me just get a little bit better at my X pass. And I say this, you've heard me say this because I'm trying to get better at it. So I go into the gym and I begin to practice. I practice passing to the left. I begin practicing to the right. And now I'm ambidextrous. So now I'm getting better all around. Okay, my whole game's improving. And now I begin to get better at certain situations. Now every time I go to the gym for the next month, I'm practicing this 1% better. Those stacked on top of each other, boom, 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 boom. That's going to add up. And it's really going to make you a weapon. It's going to make you a weapon. What did Bruce Lee say? It's not the man that does 10,000 different kicks. It's the guy that does one kick 10,000 times. That's the Kaizen philosophy, man. A little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit more refined. It wasn't just doing 10,000 kicks. He was doing the kicks a little bit better every time. You start to bring that to your life. You start to look at your days differently. Oh, I can do this a little bit different. I can learn a bit more here. I can apply it there. Things start to change very fast when you live your life the Kaizen way. The next thing, Jiu-Jitsu will help you overcome video game addiction. Seriously, you guys or parents that have your sons that are addicted to video games, it's because video games give you the competition. They give you the community. They give you the sense of flow. They give you the rank. They give you the self-expression. The thing is, they give you this complete package in a virtual world. Jiu-Jitsu will give that to you in the real world. Okay, it'll give you that complete package in the real world. All right. So parents, get your kids in there. I mean, I see young kids in there, like seriously, like 4, 5 years old, 10 years old. They're running around. They're loving it. Okay, let's finish up here. Jiu-Jitsu will give you a concrete reason to train your body that will last long into the future, and you will find yourself more motivated to lift weights and work out because it's not just about aesthetics. Now think about that. You're working out just to look good. That is a sort of shallow reason. Now trust me, I've been lifting forever, but man, as I get older, it gets tougher and tougher to really want to get in there and crush it. When you are in the weight room or doing calisthenics or working out, whatever it may be, and you have a reason to train, it gives it all the more purpose. It solidifies, okay, I need to get in the gym. I need to be better. I need to be stronger. It's not just, oh, I want bigger biceps. I mean, that's not what it's about. At the end of the day, that's sort of a fickle motivation. It sounds, especially when you're young, you want to look good. You want to have the abs for the girls, take it off at the beach. But as you get older, you need something that will carry on. Jiu-Jitsu will give you that purpose, okay? To make training fun again, to make you want to be even better. Jiu-Jitsu will make you feel like a beast when you put on the gi. Seriously. You will feel like Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. Remember when he puts on the ladies like, here, have my husband's samurai gear. And he's like, okay, thank you. And he puts on, and he looks good. You're like, damn, Tommy's looking sharp right now. I mean, you're going to look the same way when you put on your gi. There's all these styles of gi. There's a gi in the back, hanging up right there. Dude, you put on the gi, you feel good. You're sort of you're putting on the armor. You're getting ready for war. Now, if you roll no gi, which is just no gi, you put on your rash guard, you put on, you're getting ready. Feels good. You feel solid. Bunch of different brands, bunch of different styles. It's pretty awesome. So to finish this off, that's it, man. Jiu-Jitsu just really makes you live a better life. I really believe that. It makes life more fun. It makes life exciting. It makes you get more incorporated with living your life. I hope that you guys will try it. If you have any questions, ask me, and I'll be answering down below. Everyone else can help you down there. If you enjoyed the video, like. If you want to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and do that. And thanks for the support. I hope to see you soon.